Okay, today, Slaps, you're in for a real big treat because we have with us, and you, with all of us together, Maureen San Diego on the podcast.
All the way from Chicago, and we have a wonderful conversation with her.
Something's in the water in Chicago, honey. These drag divas are hopping.
I want to move there and start drinking that water. I want to bathe in it. I need to get better at drag. And frankly, we talk about Chicago drag. We talk about abortions. We talk about Drag Queen of the Year and her preparation for it.
And Judge Mathis, we talk about musical theater. There's a lot of good conversation.
We talk about my old high school. Yeah, it's a really good one. It's going to be a long one, and you're going to love it.
You're going to love it.
Seasons of love.
I was actually thinking about Rent because her name is
Maureen.
Maureen.
Moo jumped over the moon.
All right. Enjoy the show.
And you know what? I don't like talking about Idina Menzel.
Forever. Dog.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Are you ready for some sloppy seconds, you stupid little fucks, you nasty little fucks, you dirty little fucks, you stupid little fucks? Hi, It's me, Big Dipper, and that's Meatball, and welcome to Big Dipper and Meatball Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper and Meatball.
It's us. We made it another week, and he has risen. Do you do Jesus in Easter?
No, I do not. I was telling Michael, I didn't know that they called this week Holy Week. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Is it because it pushed through on your Apple calendar?
No, because they were talking.
You got the holidays on your iCal?
No, I was talking to somebody about scheduling something, and they were like, oh, yeah, but they're all going to be closed for Holy Week. And I was like, Holy Week? I thought Easter was like one Sunday, you wave some palm fronds, and then it's over.
I have it on the docket to talk a little bit about Jesus with our special guest. So without further ado, let us bring on a very talented artist, someone who stole many, many hearts at the Drag Queen of the Year 2021 pageant, all the way from Chicago.
You know, this drag artist stole my heart at DragCon LA when they were dressed like a big box of Franzia wine. Let's welcome Maureen San Diego.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
Maureen.
for coming.
Yes.
Have you gotten the microchip in your arm yet? The 5G?
I actually got the vaccination like early on. I was like one of the first like guinea pigs because I worked in an office that did like COVID testing. I wasn't doing the testing. People on the 7th floor were, but we got wrapped in that. So I was one of the first.
That's lovely.
Do you feel like empowered walking around the city?
Never.
Okay. Never. Like over. Done.
This didn't change that. Still walk with my head hanging low.
Oh my god.
Tits to the flow. So
this is so wild because you may be one of our first guests who is a drag entertainer that also has what I would consider a real job outside of drag.
I mean, real.
You have an office job. You have a day job. You do a second thing that isn't drag, which I think is so interesting.
My real passion, which is vehicular title auditing. Yes. My real passion. Oh my God. Like, I don't want to get too much into it because my boss actually listens to the podcast. Shout out.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw you post on Twitter. You were like, not me showing up late to work the day after the pageant. My boss being like, great job last night.
He is so sweet. Shout out to Ryan. He's awesome.
Hi, Ryan.
One of the best bosses I've had in a while.
I do have a question about car titles. I just get very confused about.
That's the title of the episode.
We're actually doing car talk. Do you guys remember car talk?
Oh yeah,
I do remember
there's so many episodes that they have recorded that they're still releasing new ones. Like it's a podcast now, and they just have so many episodes it's still being released. Isn't that crazy?
That's a partnership that can last the test of time. Talk about banter.
You need to get them as a sponsor.
I just remember my dad would listen and people would call in and be like, my car's making this sound.
Yes.
And they were like, well, okay, open it up. And they would solve it on one episode. I don't understand.
Not only are they amazing radio hosts, but also pretty great mechanics.
Well, that's the sound my colon makes. So can I call in and ask them about that? Do you think they'll know what to do?
I think they're dead now.
That was actually the alternate title for this podcast was Colon Talk.
That you guys should do a second podcast. Like, you should do another one. Doesn't Dipper, you already do like 20,000 podcasts, right?
I do, but Meatball and I may be putting content elsewhere soon-ish, and maybe we'll do Colon Talk.
And maybe we'll do. Yeah, Colon Talk is a great one. Well, you know, we're stealing that. We're stealing that idea.
It's all yours, ladies.
It was mine. I said it. No, I'm just kidding.
But how did you find, I mean, pre-pandemic, we're not going to talk about COVID. No one likes when we talk about COVID. But how did you find juggling doing drag and then having to get up and go to work the next morning? Like, how were you able to do that and still be a sane person?
I really wasn't able to do it. I really wasn't. I mean, okay. It's funny because you learn how to compartmentalize. Like, you have to compartmentalize, and you're two different people. And I decided very early on, because I was working at this place called Career Builder, if you've ever heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
In their marketing department, and everybody was just very awful and toxic and like very, you know, beautiful, tall white women telling me what to do and me being sad. And I think I talked about doing drag once and they were so dismissive and like made fun of me. So after that happened, I decided I'm never telling anyone I'm a performer at my office job ever again, unless they somehow like find out, because I wanted to keep it so separate.
What is that impulse? I mean, obviously you just connected A to B saying that they sort of like mocked it or whatever. But even like for me, like I produce a lot of other things and I just use Big Dipper as the producing name because it's just easier, because it's like queer content and it's all sort of like but oftentimes I'm like emailing on behalf of some of our podcast talent. I'm like, hello, booking agent. My name is Big Dipper. We would like to book your person to like, it's like a weird thing to sort of, when you're not specifically in performer mode or up on a stage, it sometimes feels weird to get that attention. Right? Yeah,
I don't want that attention, especially if people want to give me an opinion about it.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, I really did not need any of their opinions at all. Yeah. And sometimes people would find out and want to go to shows, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll tell you about the next one. Like, yeah, totally. Like, I would never end up in inviting them at all. So
it's like a fearlessness in front of strangers, right?
You mean like telling them about like the persona and the drag, or?
Well, the difference between saying, yeah, I do this versus just doing it blindly in front of a group of strangers when someone goes, Maureen San Diego, and then you have the fearlessness up on that stage.
Right. It's like performing for your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to make this joke that was, it's so bad. My parents have never seen me perform as Maureen San Diego ever. I'm sure they've found like videos, but they've never seen it.
Is that by your doing, or their like disinterest, or a little bit of both?
Kind of both. They don't understand why they don't understand why it has to be drag. You know what I mean? Like they're like, why can't you just call it something? They're homophobic.
But I think you broke it down very easily for Judge Mathis to understand. Was that his name?
Oh, God. Was I finishing a different thought, though? Because Judge Mathis is like a whole...
Yeah, we'll get into your TV.
But I used to say, like, I'd go on stage and I'd be like, tonight is a really special night because my parents are here tonight. And then I'd say, just kidding. Like, they're not. Which is like really sad, but I also thought it was hilarious. I don't need my parents to see me perform to like validate what I'm doing. Like, maybe I used to need them to be like proud of me, but I don't. I lost that urge at like age 18 and was I don't need it.
And Meatball, you don't like it either, right?
No, I don't. They don't listen to the podcast. I know that a couple times they've watched a couple of my YouTube videos, and I'll get like it was cute until you started getting dirty, and I would be like, well, that's when it started getting fun for me.
Right.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? So yeah, I don't like it. They watched me perform once in Houston, and I think that's all they needed to see.
Yeah. Like my parents like to be supportive as much as they can, but they always like, you know, whatever. If I'm like going to perform in a dungeon in, you know, Denmark for like fisting weekend and I'm the entertainment, they'll be like, tell us about all of the European historical landmarks that
Did you get to
visited.
see a museum?
Right. That's what they want to talk about is the travel and like not about the fact that like the creative artistry has led to international bookings.
Yeah, I remember when I was on my way to the UK for my first tour over there, or my second tour over there, and I was explaining to my parents like the dates. They were like, so wait, how long are you going to be in each city? Like, what are you going to see? And I was like, oh, I'm in each city for a day. And then I told them and they were like, that sounds like a lot of work. And I was like, are you just now realizing that this is a lot of work?
God.
Like, what do you mean? Like, I think they thought I was going on a vacation and doing 1 or 2 shows. And I was like, no, I'm doing 13 consecutive shows with 1 day off. Anyway.
It's a lot of work to make all these ass-eating jokes and like show your titties to everyone.
Yes.
Like, there's not an understanding. Like, they would be really upset if they saw my tits on Instagram, and my grandma saw a picture once of my titties and was just like so appalled. Like, and they're super Catholic too, so they're like so conservative, and I'm just like saying the dirtiest things.
Well, I want to ask, because you basically said it earlier when you said, you know, their perspective is like, why is it drag? Like, do you think if you didn't identify what you do as being a drag queen, but you were like, I'm a comedian or I'm a burlesque performer or obviously there's no other category for what you do than being a drag queen. Like you are the epitome of that, but because, and what's the phrase you use? You say you're a female impersonator?
Yes, an A-fat.
A fat, female.
Yeah, female impersonator. I identify as fat. So.
But I think that's interesting because they, you know, the idea of like, well, obviously you're doing drag. You're checking every single box of what drag entertainment is. But because of like the gender hoopla of it all, it's like, oh, well, can't you say you're just being a comedian?
Yeah. Thank you for validating me and my drag, by the way, Dipper. I appreciate that.
Oh, sorry. Was that condescending?
No. I mean that genuinely.
I was like, you were bitingly tearing me down for being...
No, I was not being sarcastic. That joke did not land. But you said very nice things, that you tick every box of being a drag queen.
Of course you do.
It's very nice. Yeah, I don't think they would care if I was like, oh, I'm just a comedian. I think no matter what I said I was, it would more so be the things that I was saying on stage and, you know, not being a good Catholic person.
It's about your content. Got it.
It's the content, but I feel like it makes it even worse to them that I'm a drag queen, you know, because it's like, I'm still trying to unpack to like, white gay men with fanny packs across their chest that like what I do is drag, and then having to like do that for my parents is like even like a step higher.
Not the fanny pack drag.
First of all, it's called a party bag. I'm just kidding.
First
of all, it's for my drugs.
So when did you first start doing drag? Was it in Chicago?
Yeah, it's weird because I had been doing Maureen since I was in college, which was like 2013 was when I graduated, and I started doing Maureen. But I probably saw my first drag show when I was 18, and I was always obsessed with the art form of drag. But when I got to Chicago, I was still performing Maureen, but it wasn't quite to the point where there were, female impersonators or like cis women doing drag on the scene. And I remember when I would perform, one person in particular was like, I love what you do. I think it was actually like a straight guy. And he's like, but like, you don't call it drag, right? Because if you start calling it drag, that's offensive to the LGBT community.
Oh no.
But that was a lot of the rhetoric for real. Like I was kind of within the comedy scene and within the burlesque scene and within like, I was the variety act. You know what I mean? People didn't quite know what to call me. It was just like, okay, Maureen San Diego, this idiot, she can come on stage. But it wasn't like, it wasn't until like, and I would Google all the time. Like I'd be like, are there women that do drag? And then I think there was like one that would pop up all the time that was from San Francisco. And I would like walk down Boys Town and see all the drag posters and be like, I want to do that. I have no idea how to like break in because there wasn't anyone that I guess was my gender identity that did anything similar like yet.
Yeah.
So
that is so wild. That you Googling reminds me of like Googling porn. Like, do people find Bob Hoskins hot? Question mark. Like, I want to, drink his bathwater. Like, is there a place for me in the world? Ask Jeeves.
Right. Yeah.
So how did you start? Like, how did you start getting booked at the clubs, and how did you start being seen as a drag performer instead of just like a comedian performer lady with a wig?
Yeah, it was, well, I think I did my show. I did a show with a drag queen, like for the first time with Lucy Stool, actually. And it was
Lucy. She opened so many doors.
She really fucking does. Like Lucy, so much of why Chicago has amazing drag has to do with Lucy and her welcoming the weirdos, because she initially was the weirdo with the bearded drag, doing that. And that was not accepted and like tisk at. But Lucy... Tisk. But Lucy was kind of like, yeah, like, you should come around more, like, come to Queen. And I just, like, took that as a wholehearted invitation, and I just, like, dove right in.
Yeah,
girl, but that's how it works.
That's
if
what
you
it
show
is.
Up in the gig after someone invites you, or even if you're not invited, and they go like, oh, she's bringing this to the party?
I mean, my look at that time was not bringing anything to the party except devastation. But it was something to look at. It was something to look at down in the basement,
mama.
I had like a Brillo pad like on my, like it was not the, no, but that was amazing that she did that. And she's done that for so many other like drag queens and different types of performers as well.
Yeah, we love Lucy. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we want to talk about your criminal court case. We'll be right back.
Okay.
You stole, mama.
Okay, something about me. I love shopping. If you love shopping too, you have to check out Rakuten.
And all you have to do is shop. And with Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy.
Exactly.
Shop.
Homeware, daily essentials, jeans. We're talking eBay, CVS, and even Levi's.
Ooh, so I can buy a vintage couch, tons of paper towels, and grab a new pair of jeans and still get cash back.
And that's not all. You can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
But Big Dipper, how does this magic work?
Well, I'll tell you. Rakuten is paid by partner stores to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to you, the member.
Rakuten is so real for that.
Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. Don't you want to become one of them?
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app and start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today. We all have days when we want to eat well, but just don't have the time or the energy to plan, shop, and cook.
That's exactly where Factor comes in. They deliver fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs right to your door.
With Factor, you can stay on track with your nutrition goals, whether that's high protein, balanced meals, or overall wellness, without any extra effort.
The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes, which makes it easy to fit into your routine.
You know, I love coming home after a long day and having a tasty and filling Factor meal. It's waiting for me, and I don't have to worry about shopping. It's quick and easy, and one less thing I need to think about when I get home.
You know, I'm feral for fish right now, and I always get my fix with Factor. I recently had their scampi-styled shrimp and salmon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
So get Factor today and start enjoying delicious and nutritious meals.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50 off and use code sloppyseconds50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only, while supplies last until September 27th, 26. See website for more details.
That's factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50, like the number, off. Sloppy Seconds 50 off. Do you want to improve your sleep? Well, listen up and get a Helix.
Whether you sleep on your side, your back, your stomach, Helix makes premium mattresses that are designed to fit your specific sleep style.
You know, now that it's spring, why not upgrade your sleep game and get a Helix mattress?
And you know what?
What?
I can guarantee you that they have a mattress for you with over 20 different styles and models for you to sleep on. I love sleep. I can't get enough of it.
And I love my Helix mattress. So ever since I got the big and tall, I know we go on and on about it, but it's a perfect fit for me. I haven't had a mattress before that I was able to select a model from, and I'm so happy I got to do that with Helix.
And I, too, have the big and tall model, and it's perfect for my big and tall body. I loved it so much, I got a second one from a guest room.
True.
Yes, baby. And the people are sleeping great in there when they eventually do sleep in there.
Best of all, Helix delivers right to your door with free shipping in the US, and you can get a 120-night sleep trial to make sure that it's right for you.
You also get peace of mind because Helix mattresses are backed by a limited lifetime warranty and have been recognized by experts at places like Forbes and Wired. And me. I am a sleep expert too.
Period. Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy to get up to 27% off site-wide during their Memorial Day sale.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy, and make sure you enter sloppy seconds after checkout so that they know that we sent you.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
Get yourself a Helix. And we're back. So you were just recently on Judge Mathis.
Yes. Well,
Can you tell us how that all came around and what that experience was like? Because it looked insane.
It was one of the, like, I had never felt more so like I was living in a simulation than that moment. Like, Brianna called me up, I think it was like the beginning of the pandemic, and she was like, listen, like, would you ever go on the Judge Mathis show with me? Like, can I sue you or whatever? Like, I guess talking about like the legality of it gets a little tricky because I don't want them to like sue me for like.
No, literally everyone knows it's like casting.
It's like fake, right?
Yes.
But half real?
The world knows this.
She can't say. She can't
Okay,
say.
that's fine.
I don't know. Like, maybe I'm too paranoid about it.
I
but
do know that some, like, the judgments are real, and I do know, like, stories of other people that actually have gone in with real court cases and they're leaving it up to God. But, like, there's also the same effect where it's like, sometimes it's just TV for fun.
the court, but they physically, like, they filed the case at like small, like whatever.
Small claims court. Okay.
Small claims court. So it is like a real case. But Brianna reached out to me and she was just like, do you want to go on Judge Mathis with me? And I was like, oh, okay, sure, Brianna, we're going to go on Judge Mathis. Like, yeah, right. Like, that's not going to actually happen. And I just kind of like, it went away from my brain. And then another day she called me and she was like, hey, the casting director or the producer wants to talk to you about like our case. So we had to like kind of like go back and forth and figure out you know, why Brianna would sue me.
You owe her because it's real. Wait, so it ended up that you took her job or something? What did you end up getting sued for?
So essentially, I was booking my friend's wedding, and she really wanted a drag queen to like host the cocktail hour. So I had heard of Brianna, and when she showed up, she like didn't look like her Instagram pictures, and she showed up like 2 hours late. So I didn't pay her. Like I didn't pay her because she was just a mess. Basically, was the case.
Wow.
Yeah, and Brianna was like, she was like, no, like it was because I wasn't given transportation. I mean, I think you can find, it's not on YouTube anymore, but the interesting thing was they knew I did drag and they wanted me to talk about it. And I was in the waiting room waiting to go on for the show. And I was like, I don't know if I want Judge Mathis to know that I do drag. I feel like he's going to read the shit out of me because I'm like not dressed up. And like, I've seen the show. Like he
digs in.
He will not like let that one slide. Like I knew he was going to come for me. And I told the producer, I was like, I'll talk about like being a drag queen and all of that. Cause I'm like, I know that'll make like good television or whatever, but please don't let Judge Mathis like just dismiss it. Like I told the producer this, I was like, please let it be like a teaching moment. And then I wrote like a whole.
Why we go to Judge Mathis for the teaching moment.
We learn
about the intricacies of queer identities. Yes, keep going.
Well, he's funny because he tries so hard to be woke, but then just fails miserably. But he's still like open to like learn. Like he's very authentic, which I don't think you see a lot. Like, at least not on Twitter. But he's very like authentically like, oh, I'm saying the wrong thing. But he said on the show, he's like, well, I know it's offensive to call you drag queens, and we were like, what?
No.
Well,
no, that's our preferred. That's what we like. We prefer drag queen as opposed to what is that?
I think he came from the pageant scene where, like, I swear to God, because he was like, well, the female superstars that I know, they're offended by being called a drag queen. They prefer female impersonator. And I'm like, what? Like, what in the Miss Continental? But that was like
very much. Judge Mathis out at Clark's Diner at 2 a.m. with Sasha Colby and fucking Roxy Andrews after the page.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, speaking of pageants.
Yeah.
We have a little competitor, Miss Mama, Miss Ma'am, Miss Ma'am.
Yeah.
What was it like preparing for Drag Queen of the Year?
Terrifying.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you, it's like not only like to me, I perform live, and that of course is like the preferred medium and like what I feel the most comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like not only are you not going to perform live, but you're going to be like Martin Scorsese and have to make like 3 movies, like and do all of that. And I didn't know if I could pull it off. Because it also felt like a debut for me, too. Like, I wanted it to be, like, my best work. But, like, that, like, saboteur, like, gets in your head. And it's just, you know, can I really express, like, what my drag is all about through, like, a digital format?
And how did you feel about what you put together? Because it was fucking great.
I loved it.
Thank you. I felt really good. Like I honestly, after I was done and sent them in, which was like a whole other thing because we were literally editing up until like the last like
of course.
Like 10 minutes before they were due. And I knew I had given everything. Like I had put every thought I could have put into it. Like, like literally it was the first time in my life where I was just like, I gave it 110%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it like pushes you and you grow from that no matter what, if you win, lose, or...
Well, speaking of winning, I mean, you won a category, which is fantastic.
the interview.
Which was the category I was also the most scared for, because I was like, is my Wi-Fi gonna like cut out? Like what? Like
I'm like, you're great at talking. You're very funny.
But I was like, is my Wi-Fi but it's but once it was happening, it was like that part of my brain like clicked on, and I was like, oh, it's fucking on. I had also seen everybody else's Q&As, which were good, but I was like, no, they were all good. But I was like, I'm gonna make it something different and like more so be in character.
Yes.
Well, so speaking of character, you talked about becoming Maureen San Diego. What is like one of the, because so I'll speak for Meatball. Meatball, one of the very iconic Meatball numbers is the McDonald's number. You had like multiple versions of the McDonald's look. Everyone knew you would throw out hamburgers. You would do the mix. People stole the mix from you. It became like sort of a, wait, did you invent Tina Burner with that McDonald's look? No,
I did. I gave birth to Tina Burner.
So my question to you is, what was like the first number that you were like, this is like peak Maureen San Diego, and what was that, and do you still do it?
I don't still do it, but I did come on stage. Like one of my big entrances was in a recycling bin. Like it was like it was a Chicago trash can that I stole, basically. And I was like, I want to make like a big entrance for this show, but I don't know how to do it. And I saw a trash can and I'm like, oh, that's me. Like I'll just pop out of it and I'll step on stage like it's the most glamorous like fucking thing ever. I also
isn't there a video of this? I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah, there's several. It was probably like 2016 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I also thought, I'm like, well, that's my comedy. You take something, like you take like a pile of like your shit, like all of the refuse, and you like plant a seed. Because usually that horrible stuff that happens to you is really fertile. So you plant a seed in it and then hopefully it grows into something. Like
true.
At least interesting looking, So I love that. Although it got to be a pain in the ass to take a trash can everywhere.
Did you put all your drag inside of it and take it with you? Was it like the suitcase?
I wish I was that. It was really too filthy to like put anything inside it. Like it was,
except for your body,
human body.
Like I care more about my glamorous costumes than my actual human skin. No, but well, I'd try not to touch the sides, but if you drop something too far down, like you would not be. There were tips in the bottom of it. Like
that just never came out.
That just like got like attached to the can.
Oh,
oh no. See, I was assuming you like found a clean one or a recycling can or something like that. You're really dedicated.
You are drag.
You are. DRAG, trash drag. Let's talk about Jesus.
Let's talk about Jesus in the toilet. That was literally the funniest thing. I love that number because we're talking about your drag queen of the year performance piece, which was you singing a song about abortion rights?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you put baby Jesus down the toilet and you flushed him. How did you come up with that?
Well, I had an abortion a couple of years ago. Woo! So it was kind of like very cathartic for me, at least, to like do a number that was kind of about that, but like make it funny. I was kind of like, how do I make abortion funny, like, and like get that message across?
You're like, play the guitar with my labia.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny that you say, because I didn't even get the symbolism that he looked like Jesus. That was completely on it. Like that was just the person that I wanted to cast as like my son in a different dimension, and he just happened to have like a big beard. So I didn't even like get
it was
that.
very
We were over here being
me.
like, there goes Jesus.
I was like layers on layers.
This
layers
deep.
Judge Mathis couldn't even figure out. You know what I mean?
He would try. He would definitely try. But the initial idea for like the sketch was like, I have like a lot of lucid dreams. And I had a lucid dream once that someone from like a different dimension visited me, and it was my abortion. Like if they had lived in like
wow.
in like a different dimension where like you couldn't get one, and it turned out he was like a flat earther and like a terrible human being. So I was like,
that's amazing. I feel like so many people
funny.
have this sort of like opposite dream of like, there's so much guilt involved with having an abortion that like it's like, oh, he, you know, like the child would have been the next president or would have whatever, you know, it's like put all this like dumb guilt on yourself. And I love that in your version of the lucid dream, your experience, you're like, no, he was an asshole.
Yeah, and I think that idea of like a woman being ashamed of her abortion, or an individual or person, because women aren't the only people that have abortions.
Right.
Like the idea of them being ashamed by it is very much perpetuated by like media and like soap operas and stories about, you know, the teen mom or whatever, or teen that gets an abortion. And really, I think many women like don't feel ashamed. You know what I mean? I think one of the first things, I mean, of course, it's like a hard decision and everybody's experience is very different. But I think like one of the first things I did, because if you're like a woman, like you're going to have a pregnancy scare like at least once if you're like, like fucking people. And I would look up like what celebrities have had abortions, you know, just to like.
Wow. Well, who did?
Stevie Nicks. You know, there's a lot. Like
I'm actually sure a lot more of them have and just aren't open about it because they don't want the stigma that comes along with it, which is so dumb.
Which is so dumb. And a similar thing also with miscarriages. I have a number of friends who have had miscarriages, and the more they sort of talk about it or share that information with people, they find out like so many people have had miscarriages. Like, I think for some people, it's very easy to have a baby. And for other people, it's very challenging to have a baby. Just like, you know, we all experience life in different ways. And it is, you know, just, you know, throw another log on the misogyny fire that anything related to like women's reproductive system like has like media perpetuated stigma attached to it.
Yeah. And Stevie Nicks even said, she was like, if I had that baby, Fleetwood Mac would never exist.
Exactly.
And for some reason that made me feel really like,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really empowering. Yeah.
I don't want to ask too many questions, but you said that your family is super religious. Did you tell them, and was there like any issues with that?
Well, they listen to the podcast, so no, I'm kidding.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. San Diego. I'm just kidding.
No, I did not tell them. I think there's like an additional stigma with being Catholic. I went to Catholic school for 13 years, and it was very much like ingrained, you know, don't have sex and also don't have abortions, you know, you'll go to hell and all of that stuff. But no, I don't. I mean, it's honestly none of anyone's business, but I do like talking about it because when I was going through it, I was like, I wish I could talk to someone that had one. And like, I want more people to talk about it because there's a lot of laws right now. I mean, in Alabama, it's essentially illegal to get an abortion. And, you know, it's something that I think people forget about it sometimes, but it's not just a woman's issue. It's like an everyone issue.
100%.
And then back to the point of like, not just women like have abortions, you know, queer people have abortions too, non-binary people, trans men.
Yeah.
So I think like, yeah, I guess now I'm the abortion queen. I don't know. Now I'm like,
you better work!
There's Meatball and I are like TikTok lurkers. Where it's like we don't
put anything out.
Participate.
I have like a secret account, but I will watch.
Mine is not even secret. Mine is Big Dipper Jelly. It's the same as all my other shit. It has my photo on it. I just have literally never posted a TikTok. but there's someone who I follow or at least look at from time to time because she always pops up. She's a I forget what the right term is. She essentially is a volunteer like abortion clinic escort.
Oh yeah.
And it is amazing to see what she posts because like she has a crew of people and, they all have shifts and they're in the parking lot and they have these like welcoming vests on, but they also wear like protective gear underneath it. And they bring people, they flag people down. They're like, okay, come park over here. And then, but they carry things like bells and bullhorns because the protesters have to be out on the sidewalk. They're not allowed to be on the property or they'll get, arrested for trespassing. And they know that, but they yell at the people coming in, the families, the all the patients. They have ladders set up so that they can climb up really high and like get over top of the escorts. And some of them even dress up in scrubs with a sign that says like check in here. And they try to get them before they turn into the parking lot and like send them
crazy.
Somewhere else. It is so fucked. And then she on her TikTok, she just does really simple things where she like walks up and she goes like, hey, do you believe in the death penalty? And they're like, of course. And then she's like, okay, like what are you doing?
Yeah, what is happening?
They're like no embryo should ever be destroyed. And they're like, okay, so what about IVF clinics that are just literally full of completely fertilized embryos sitting there? Why are you not protesting there? So to me, the whole issue, the amount of people who just have a block in their brain where they just don't understand like empathy and the human experience is wild to me.
Yeah, and I'm sure the amount of like Republican men who have, got their mistresses pregnant and, have paid for their abortions. And then also there are clinics that are fake women's clinics that will bring women in, pretend that they offer abortions, and then basically elongate the process even more for these women and put them through this trauma of like making them watch these like horribly misrepresented like videos of like how abortion works. And in Missouri currently, there's only one abortion clinic in the entire state. Like, it's just,
oh my God.
It's just crazy. I think sometimes, a lot of artists, like they live in, urban areas and cities where it's something that's it's easier to access, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not in the front of your mind that like this is happening. But I even feel like, I actually just watched an episode of Seinfeld where, have you seen the one where Elaine goes into that restaurant and she finds out the guy isn't pro-choice and like all of the women like leave the restaurant?
I think so.
But it was like a real thing that people, I feel like, talked about. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like people talked about it a lot more like in the 90s. And
yeah, I feel like it was something that was mentioned a lot more back then.
Well, there's that movie on HBO Max about the high school students that one finds out she's pregnant.
She goes like all the way to New York or something.
She goes to New Mexico. They have to go to Albuquerque because they might be in Texas or somewhere else, but it's like the only place she can go as a 17-year-old and get an abortion. And so they drive like 10 hours or whatever it is. It was a great movie, but it's a
comedy, right?
Yeah, it was such but it was what I was going to say. I know you were trying to like make a joke, but what I was going to say, it was like a lighthearted, friendly comedy that was sort of couched in this really serious sort of idea, but I thought it did such a great job at like destigmatizing and just being like, oh, this is something we have to do. Now the biggest issue is how are we going to pay for it and how are we going to drive somewhere? And on top of that, it highlighted the whole thing about access and, availability.
Yeah. I love that it put like a different lens on it instead of like the usual like depressing like this
Girl.
is
Yeah.
What's it called? Whatever. Let's take a break.
Well, let's take a break.
Unpregnant. That's what it's called. It's called Unpregnant.
The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes, that's the name of the abortion film.
What happened to that show? It got so bad. Okay, after the break.
Okay, we're
Kimmy Schmidt, it got bad. Did you watch Kimmy Schmidt? You're a comedian. You might
Choose
know
Your Own
comedy.
Adventure. Did you see the season where they did Choose Your Own Adventure?
I stopped watching like halfway through the second season. I don't know. It just got to be the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
But I love Titus. I will always carry a torch for Titus.
He needs his own, like, when that was at its height, I was like, all right, now it's time for his story. Now it's time to see him younger. It's time to, like, get into that character.
I grew up, I loved watching 30 Rock. And I loved Kimmy Schmidt. I love like the timing, the underscoring, all of that. But I have recently rewatched some 30 Rock, and this was also very true on Kimmy Schmidt. All the jokes are race related.
Yeah.
Everything is race related on 30 Rock.
Did you watch 30 Rock?
I never really watched 30 Rock. No. Like,
cool.
Yeah,
well,
sorry.
What were your comedy
Yeah, what were your
inspirations?
shows?
Because you do write very funny jokes. You're a ghostwriter for a lot of girls.
Ooh,
We won't name
I make your
names.
favorite queens funny.
I wrote Utica's jokes, actually.
Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself.
How did you
kidding.
do that?
I speak whale. No, but I grew up like watching one of my favorite things, and it's weird to say this is a comedy inspiration, but I loved all of those clip shows on VH1. Like, I love the 90s, I love the 70s, I love the 80s. And then also lots of Seinfeld, lots of like The Simpsons, and like the Comedy Central roasts were for sure a thing.
I feel like writing jokes is so hard. Do you find it hard?
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
No, it's really hard, but it's also, I don't think it's something that you're naturally good, that someone is just naturally good at. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you get good at that from constantly writing things down and like manipulating them. And,
Sure.
And in that sort of way. So I think it's something that takes a lot of time and repetition to get good at. And I think if also a lot of writers don't perform, like a lot of people that write for shows like are not stand-up comedians. They're just writers. So, but yeah, it is really difficult, but I think actually doing stand-up is more difficult than like, that is hard. Like being funny without jokes, like just like telling a story. I think that is like the peak of difficulty in terms of comedy.
Have you ever performed in Chicago? It's a place called the Lincoln Lodge.
Yes, actually, the Lincoln Lodge was the first comedy show that I ever did.
Really?
Yeah, in Chicago.
Let's describe it for Meatball, and then I want to hear about your first show.
I'm assuming that the walls are made out of tree trunks? Like a Lincoln log?
Well,
it's like it's like a dead president's themed, isn't it? Like Abraham Lincoln or
ooh, maybe it's time to redecorate.
well, it used to be at this diner, but I kind of missed that like grungy dive bar era of the show. I never did it when it was there was literally a restaurant called the Lincoln Lodge.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and there's a giant like sign of Abraham Lincoln.
It was like an old diner that you would go in, and it's like the entire wait staff were like women in their 60s or early 70s, where they're serving you food, but you're like, do you want to sit down? Like it would be like 10:30 at night, and you're like ordering chicken fingers. It's like, why are you working now? Like, why are you on the late shift? Like you should
Can't you get your grandkids to fill in?
Yeah, exactly. And so there was this diner, and then in the back room was where they did the comedy, and you could sit and not eat, but you could also get like full table service for all the diner food. And I remember the Lincoln Lodge it was sort of iconic. They had a setup, someone figured out the tech where they had sort of like almost like a Billy on the Street type aspect to pretty much the majority of the shows that they would run there. I felt like where a comedian got booked to be out on the street, and they would be out on the street with a camera, and they would interview people, and it would live stream into the little like dive bar. And you could never hear if anyone was laughing, but you're out there trying to like do jokes with passerbys on the street.
They should do that at drag shows, honestly. Wouldn't that be hysterical?
I'd be so good at it. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah,
okay.
You're the queen of that. Like whatever show, like now with digital, like if you just get someone like filming live on like an iPhone and stream it into the bar.
So true. I should try that. Except for I think I tried to do that at the beginning of COVID, but then slowly I was like, I don't want to be anywhere near anybody. I don't want to have to hold a mic on a fucking thing like 10 feet away from me.
Was there anyone to even talk to?
No, I went to WeHo and there was nobody out. I thought when I made that video of me driving through WeHo and screaming.
You thought you were going to Puerto
Vallarta.
Vallarta.
I thought I was going to visit Shangela. I was going in there and I was like, oh, literally no one's out. Like all the bars are closed. And I think that in that moment, in that video, you can see it dawn on me that like this is the end of the world. Where I was like, well, no one's out and this is really sad. And then I was like on the drive home, I was like, do you think it's going to be like this forever?
Girl. You should have gone to like COVID testing centers and like done bits with the line.
Well, see, had I known that you could have helped me back then, I would have been asking you for jokes a while ago.
That's right.
I want to ask you about your look. You have such a specific look in drag that like you could put that face on anyone and they would be like, that's Maureen. Because I remember the first time I saw you out of drag, I literally sent the picture of you to somebody and I was like, this is Maureen? And they're like, I know, gorgeous, right? Gorgeous.
Aw. Yeah, I think it's like, I'm blessed with a very high forehead.
Okay.
So, and obviously Divine is one of the inspirations. Jackie Beat is one of the inspirations.
Jacqueline Beat.
Jackie Beat. She got that new face.
Yes.
Honey.
She got her chin pulled back.
She got this done, and I think she maybe had something on a lift or some sort.
While you're there, you are
great.
right, though. You do have like a lot of forehead space.
Yeah.
Those eyebrows go all the way up.
Honey.
I have an unfair advantage.
You do.
With
and it's just the forehead space. But also you have like the signature purple wig that you like, I could spot you anywhere at a drag con. When did you decide that like that was going to be your thing?
I don't know. I mean, I was like kind of obsessed with Dame Edna before like she became
awful.
a fucking transphobe, but I really did like love the idea of yes, same color hair always. For the most part, unless I'm doing like if I'm dressing up as Gordon Ramsay or something silly, like I've deviated from that like a little, but I love that like branding and the big glasses. And like, to me, I guess the biggest inspiration for the look was Phyllis Diller because it was very formulaic. It was always the glittery house dress, same wig, gloves, the cigarette holder. And like the reason she had to dress like that is because as, you know, one of the first female stand-up comedians, you had to look like a joke in order to tell jokes. You know, you had to be like a non-threatening figure.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that. I'm obsessed with that era of stand-up where there's like literally only like 3 female stand-ups that were working on like the entire planet, like within the mainstream, meaning like Phyllis Diller, Moms Mabley, and Toady Fields. And they all kind of had that where it was like the look was consistent and like that sort of brand.
I love when a drag queen is consistent in a look because I like kind of knowing what I'm going to get look-wise, but not knowing what they're going to say. Like, that's why I love Ginny Lemon. That's why I hate Tina Burner. It's just like what you see. I'm just... But honestly...
It's a brand.
It's a brand for her.
She looks like Hulk Hogan.
Are too much.
No, I love
Tina.
I love Tina Burner. I really, really do. I love that type of queen. I will always hold a torch for the campy comedy queen.
Okay, so we have reached the end of the show. Our last segment is called Fuck
Fuck
Talk.
Talk.
So let's get freaky deaky. Now, you said earlier that anyone with a uterus has probably had, depending on the sex that they're having, a pregnancy scare. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to immediately pipe up and make it about me and say, if you're a faggot, then you've had an HIV scare.
Oh, yes, you have.
But essentially, for people who we interview who are not just sort of like gay dudes fucking gay dudes, I'm always curious, like, are we gross? Do we just want to do too much sex too much the time? And I'm talking about putting hands in butts and stuff like that. Does it gross people out?
No, I love it. I love it. It makes me feel like I love sluts. I just love it. The more, the merrier, you know?
Have you ever been downstairs at the Jackhammer just taking a peek?
I did 2 shows downstairs at the Jackhammer.
See, this is what we need.
I love that.
2 full cabarets. And like, I think that sort of sexual freedom, like we need more of that across the board with everyone, as long as, you know, it's consensual and safe. Like, I'm all for being a big old dick pig.
There you go, honey.
That's it, mama.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any wild or weird or uncomfortable sex stories that you'd like to tell on the pod?
So many. I don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah, let me think. Oh, I should have had one.
That's okay.
Prepared.
While you're thinking, Dipper, do you have any fun ones coming up?
Coming up? What are you doing?
In your brain, do you got any? Well, because now you're vaccinated. You got any plans?
I am making plans after my second vaccine. Yes, of course I am.
Any wild sex party?
No, it's just what's happening is I'm now actually on the apps. Like before I would like look at them and be like, whatever. But now I'm seeing a future where like in a handful of weeks, in just a couple of weeks, I will be fully vaccinated. And girl, if Miss CDC doesn't keep telling us once you're vaccinated, you can do whatever the fuck you want, we're gonna be in trouble.
There's gonna be a fucking problem.
And so I started like over the past week, I've been like messaging people, and girl, the sexy talk on these apps is really popping off. And then it's like, okay, well, when are you thinking? And then well, I have my second vaccine shot in 1 week, and then we'll have to wait 2 weeks for it to. So it goes from like really hot to like very logistical, and then you're like, nah, we probably won't talk about this again. I don't know.
Maureen, have you ever had a gentleman over and then like had to explain a wig?
I've had gentlemen that after I've taken the wig off, they've left.
Oh no!
But why? Why would they leave? They're into that purple people eater. That's what they're looking for.
I guess that's what they wanted.
That's how Jackie Beat gets it.
I mean, I've kept it on in cases too. Like, I don't even know if it's like. It doesn't even have anything to do with the genitalia. I think certain people just like fucking a clown, I guess. Like, yes? I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's so funny.
I have heard that to be true.
This one guy, I was like, okay, because we had some wine, we did some blow. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get ready. I'm gonna take all like my makeup off and my wig off. And he's like, okay. And he's waiting in my living room. And I go to the bathroom and I take everything off and I come out and he's like, yeah, I gotta go.
But prior to that, it was clear there was going to be sex.
Yeah, we had been like making out and stuff. And then he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. He could have just been really like, maybe he was too drunk or it was the wig.
It was the wig.
It was the wig. The purple wig. One time after a night of being in drag, I had taken my makeup off, but we had all still gone out and partied. And I went back to this man's house and I was like, I'm going to take a shower before we do this. And he goes, no, don't. And I was like, but everything smells like I was like in pats. Like it's really gross. And he's like, yeah, no, don't. It's fine. And I was like, for me to enjoy what's going to happen,
not fine.
I'm taking a shower. It's going to be a 15-minute shower. It's going to be a deep scrub down there. To me, I didn't realize that like a lot of people really just like the stank. of it all, too.
Yeah, like, had he smelled you before that moment?
Yeah, we had made out. So I had done a show, and I took my makeup off in the basement in your city, and then we had gone to the Jackhammer and went and I ate fried chicken upstairs, and then went downstairs and watched people have sex, and then we went back to his house, and he wanted me to not shower, and I said, I'm gonna watch this bussy.
Ooh, yeah, because some people do have like a good stink, though. I'm not saying like gross.
This is no good over here. It was like post-pad, like all night sweating, being corseted. Like I still think I had like the runs in my body, from like wearing the corset tight.
Yeah. Whenever it gets like that, I always think to myself, like, you may like the scent. Like you're not gonna like the flavor. Listen. You may be wired in a way where this funk really gets you going, but Diva, you could get sick if you lick up in here.
Yeah, you could get Giardia.
Bacteria, Giardia shit like that.
I'm not that dirty down there.
Honey, jock itch in your mouth? What if they want to suck on your toes and you got athlete's foot that week?
He could get a wart on his tongue.
Yeah, you asked.
No.
Well, aren't some people into like dick cheese too?
Yes.
Like, do they eat it? Do they fry them like cheese curds?
They put it on a Ritz cracker.
The worst of all crackers.
Yeah, like brie. Okay. Well, on that note, you asking us about dick cheese. Maybe we'll call the episode. Aren't people into dick cheese? Maureen, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. This was so fun.
So people can follow you at Maureen San Diego. Wait, are you from San Diego?
No.
Cool.
Wait, how did you choose San Diego as the last name? You just thought it sounded fancy?
It kind of reminded me of like those like Las Vegas comedians that would have like a city as like a last name, like I can't think of one right now.
like
Maureen San Diego.
David Chicago.
Mel Toronto or something. I don't know, but it was like a Carmen San Diego thing. Like maybe Maureen. Yeah. Like maybe Maureen was like her overbearing stage mother, and that's why she left and then had to be a vagabond around the world.
And then had to find her. Where in the world is Maureen San Diego? Well, find Maureen. Well, I'll tell you where in the world she is. On Instagram at Maureen San Diego. And you can buy merch at MaureenSanDiego.com. And when Lori Lightfoot, well, I guess she already opened things up in Chicago, so you could probably go see Maureen in Chicago.
Yeah.
You got shows coming up?
I had a show. Well, I don't have anything. Oh, I do have a show. It's a digital show. I'm doing Tito Shoto. Sorry, not Shoto. Tito Soto's Princess on, I think it's April 26th.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
That show's always so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did it, Meatball. Thanks so much for listening to Sloppy Seconds. You can follow us on Instagram at Sloppy Pod. You can send us an email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com or call in with your fuck talk story to 213-536-9180.
You can follow Big Dipper Jelly and Spiciest Meatball on Instagram or Fat Drag Meatball on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which come out every Tuesday and Friday. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us your time, Maureen.
Yes, this was fun. I love how we talked about abortion for like an hour.
Me too,
That's amazing.
honestly.
Yeah,
that was
more
good.
people need to know about it.
There's a lot of abortion, but I didn't get the wicked question. The only one I prepared for, but that's fine.
Wait. We'll just add it
you
back in.
prepared?
Did you stop recording?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Have you seen Wicked? Do you know Wicked? Have you ever heard it?
I have heard it. I used to listen to Wicked on CD. Like, is it a cassette or like a
Walkman?
On a Walkman, like just around my house. And if my parents were gone, I would like sing the entire intro like of Wicked.
Which goes like what? Hold on, which goes like what?
She's dead! Good news! The wickedest witch there ever was, the enemy of all of us here in Oz, is dead! Good news! Let us be glad, let us be thankful, let us rejoicify that good news could subdue the wicked workings of you know who.
Wait a minute! No, we didn't even ask, did you go to school for voice?
Musical theater, but
okay. Yes. What were your did you ever get a lead? With a voice like that, I could see it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I in high school. It's so fun. I played Marion the librarian. If you know,
I know. If you know, you know, and I know.
If you know, you know.
And the Wells Fargo wagon is a
coming down the street. Oh, please, won't it be for me? It could be something.
I always thought that song Miss Marian could have turned into a pop song. Miss Marian, Madam Librarian, right? Isn't that from it?
Like a house beat over it.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought that was a bibbity boppity bop.
What about Shapoopy as like
Girl.
a Shapoopy. The boy who's hard. People, this is when people stop listening completely.
We're putting this whole section after the credits. Let me tell you what. No, I'm just kidding.
This is going in the middle. Wait, so any other musicals? Because I was in Music Man and I played Mr. No. Who did I play?
No, you were in Anne Frank.
No, but I was also in the Music Man and I was in the opening scene being like, we gotta get him, whatever that song is.
Yeah. Oh, so
and I think
random.
they gave it to me because I was dark and they didn't want to give me the lead. And it was a song that was on beat that was almost like a rap. I'm not saying much about Texas, but I am saying they're racist. Have you listened to the song I Just Want to Be a Star from Nonsense? I feel like you would perform the fuck out of that song.
I haven't heard that one. That's different from the one that's like, I'm a star.
Yeah, it's different from that one.
Because that one's from Smash, Let Me Be Your Star.
Let me be your star.
From NBC Smash?
That's a little flat.
I saw someone tweet recently a picture
just got
unverified on Twitter.
That means it's been done.
All right, we gotta end.
We gotta go.
All right.
We already did the outro. Thanks, Maureen.
Bye, Maureen.
Bye.
Doodle-doo-doo, forever dog. To listen to Sloppy Seconds ad-free and one day early, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcast.com/plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Forever Dog and Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball. Music, editing, and sound design by William Pitts.
Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Joe Cilio, Brett Boehm, and Alex Ramsey.
Our artwork was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.